Some may not be old enough or may have missed out on one of those golden periods of video games where consoles had access to the magical 99-in-1 or similar cartridges that were jam-packed with games. Not necessarily great games, but when it came to value it was hard to beat, though some carts were obviously dubious in their origins. Modern gaming has long since jumped on board the retro gaming collection bandwagon, though the limited amount of games can be a tease, especially for the price they bear. Atari's greatest hits from who else but Atari is a 100-in-1 deal should you purchase the whole package. But even if you stick to a handful of games, there's plenty of arcade and Atari 2600 classics to devour with glee. Sadly, the caveat is that you'll need a friend with the same game loaded onto their iDevice to truly make the most of these games, as many Atari 2600 games lack decent single-player options, making it hard to get the full value of your purchase right off the bat. Thankfully, just about every title has been given a spit, shine and polish to work amazingly with a touched interface. Of note, the trackball arcade titles use a virtual trackball that works with spooky levels of accuracy. The Atari 2600 titles do come out a little worse for wear compared to their arcade brothers, and not just because they're older. The virtual pad simply can't recreate a joystick with the same visceral level of interaction that made these games so fun and even challenging. Those expecting a visual facelift for these games will be disappointed, making the package a strictly old-school gamer love affair. But additional details for the 2600 emulator, like being able to modify a virtual set of console switches, replicating the real ones, is neat. Many games feature alternative game modes, and instead of blindly stumbling through them, players are presented with a handy text pop-up to identify each one. With 99 games to purchase, Pong comes free. Atari have opted to bundle the games into groups of 4, trying to capture as many of the available versions of the game you want. For example, Centipede is bundled with Millipede and the home console versions of each, or at least keeping within a particular theme so you get the best bang for your buck. Unfortunately, buying games this way can rack up to be quite expensive, and purchasing the complete package is still quite hefty, though significantly discounted. Atari's greatest hits isn't perfect, but for nostalgic fans after a blast from the past, it's hard to go buy a collection as diverse as this. Some obvious classics are missing from the bundle, but the initial download is free, so it's easy to browse for what you want. This has been Andrew with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.